Omid and Kojo Show.
Hello and welcome to the Omid and Kojo Show. We're airing 8 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, every single week. So join us live if you can. If you're already here, if you're watching this live, thanks for tuning in. Stay put. Let us know what you think. Drop some comments. By the way, your comments end up in our YouTube video. So whatever you say, it's going to be there forever. So make it good, okay?
And don't make it too offensive, because
keep it clean. Come on.
Well, not too clean.
You got to keep Susan happy.
Bloody Susan, she'll take anything down. Just don't mention anything political, and we're good to go.
Oh, what do you think of the broken bridge, Omid?
I have no idea what that is.
It's what was it? It's like broken touchdown raise, but you put down the other hand and do a bridge.
Yeah, cool. I mean, who does it? Who plays with it?
The guy who commented about it.
Oh, okay.
Lele Samuel. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't.
Yeah. So, okay, should we just explain? So, a lot of the time when we do these videos and the podcast, whatever you want to call it, we usually come pretty prepared with some things that we'd like to talk about. But today, we don't have too many set topics. We have some things that we can fall back on, but we're trying to, like, I don't know, we're trying to freestyle. We're trying to make it as entertaining as possible without having to, I don't know, have set topics. So if you've got anything that you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it on the fly, as we do in most of our podcasts. And we're just going to see what happens.
We're going to talk about some tricks. So I'll tell you first, Omid, because I would have told you this anyway. So I was messing around on the trampoline again.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing some like swing 9 doubles on the trampoline. And then I thought, what if I do a swing 9 double, and from the first kick, I like keep looking at the target the whole time, and it turned into something really weird. It was kind of like a gainer scissor, but without flipping, and it looked really weird. It was basically trying to think of a good comparison. I don't know. It's like, some shuriken cutters are some shuriken cutters flip, and then some of them are like a swing 1080 double. It was kind of like the inside round version of that. I don't know. It was weird. But
So with the first round, did you pull it back?
No, I just kept.
That'd be crazy.
I kept it extended the whole time.
Yo, imagine that though. Imagine with the first swing, you swing up and then you pull it back into the scissor shape before you do the first rotation. So you've done like quarter of a twist, and then you do a full rotation, and then you do a second scissor.
That would be
cool
and good. That would be doable. That would be doable. Yeah. Because if you did it kind of underflipped by using that technique, if you're keeping your eyes on the same spot, think of a gainer scissor takeoff, but do a scissor before you do the flip. That'd
be sketch.
You just have to do the swing. Instead of swinging with like the top of your foot first, you'd have to swing with your heel. Because
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If you like turn
this and then go that way,
turn your foot out the other way. You swing heel first. And then with a slightly bent leg, extend the scissor as you take off, and then turn over and do another scissor. Oh, we got to try that out. I'll try it on trampoline tomorrow.
Yeah, try it, because I'm probably not going to be trying that on grass. I'll be honest with you.
You value your legs.
Just land with my heel like in my rectum, like all the way in. Should we talk about So I had a great session yesterday. I had a lot of fun, and I was doing some weird, like, so I don't ever do 540, and I was trying to do 540 and then straight step into like a swing tunnel flip D-leg kind of thing, and then do like the vanish front shant thing out of it. And I was playing around with that, and I realized that I am just basically trying to become as good as Michael Guthrie was on grass about 15 years ago. Because I realized he's done a combo kind of similar to that, and it was like 12 years ago or some shit, and it looked amazing. And it just made me happy and sad all at the same time.
I have to see it. I can't
Yeah,
even picture what you're saying.
But
Like tunnel flip, vanish the front chant thing.
well, I do tunnel flip, but I do almost like a full rotation, but well, half a rotation. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Someone said same thing is making this very confusing. This is very confusing. I've talked to Omid about this exact thing like yesterday, and I don't even know what he's talking about. So
Wait, what?
We talked about your session. Like, I just mean I know what you're talking about.
It's not even the tricks that I was trying to get across. It was the fact that I'm bad. I'm trying to be as good as Michael Guthrie was 12 years ago or some shit.
True. All right. Neve said girls and tricking. So Neve, you need to get really good at tricks because some girl needs to do it. I've been saying this for ages now. Yeah. It's perfectly doable. Look at what women are doing in gymnastics. I think girls need to stop trying to do exactly what men do though and focus on what only girls can do. Push like further into that lane because there's a lot of tricks that men just could not do because they don't have the same kind of hip flexibility.
I agree with that, but I think to a certain extent as well, they do need to be like, because the thing is like the difference in
power as well.
The difference in power level is just it's absurd. Like there's no reason for there to be that much of a difference in level because when you compare something like men's and women's gymnastics or tumbling, for example, there's not that much of a disconnect. And I get that there's smaller numbers, huh?
There's a big level difference, but it's not as.
No, I'm not saying as big as tricking.
Yeah.
And I get that the numbers make a difference because there's obviously a lot more people doing gymnastics, but it still shouldn't be as outweighed as it currently is.
I think Neve needs to get it. Neve, you're like 13 or whatever. I couldn't do any flip on the ground until just before my 16th birthday. I didn't even start doing flips until then. So if I can learn to do 20 gainer switches and you're starting years and years earlier and have a gym and all these good trickers around you, I think you could do way better than that. Be doing like 30 gainer switches. Imagine.
That'd be sick. It's just little Neve just doing 30 switches.
I want to do that. Someday we're going to see that and we'll look back at this clip and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, called it.
All right, let's see what people are saying. You mean Takuraba? Nah, he wasn't talking about tack. He was talking about it's pretty much like doing a raised scissor, but you don't do the scissor and then you land on the right leg so you can front swing out of it. It's a hard one to explain. You would have seen Omid do it though if you watch his videos. Yeah. So, yeah, watch Omid. Subscribe to Omid.
Yeah, subscribe to Omid. Pray for Omid.
Hey, someone learned aerial thanks to my YouTube channel. Nice. Good to hear. Yo, Omid, I got so excited last night. So Scott's laughing because she knows. I was watching this guy called Jimmy the Giant, and he makes these, like, the one I showed you, he makes these parkour videos. And then I was in it.
You were in it?
I was hyped. I was watching it, and I was like, that's me, that is. I don't know, something about aerial, but then it was just me doing an aerial in it. I love so much when that happens, when I'm watching a video, and I'm like, that's me. I get so excited.
Yeah, that never happens to me. And if it does, it's people being nasty.
People calling you names. Someone said, female trickers seem to struggle with swings. Why do you think so? I mean, their center of gravity is in a different place, but I don't think that that's what it is. I think it's just because in my life, I've never seen a female tricker who trains really, really hard. Apart from the ones at UTX train pretty hard, but I want to see them training harder because you can do more. Any girl who puts in, if you can put in like 2 or 3 hours every single day, focus training, repping, then it will happen for sure. It's just rare that people do that. And men can kind of do multiple swings without having to train that hard just because they have more natural power. But I think if a girl did train really hard, they'd be able to do it fine, like just as well. We just need one that's going to train really hard. Like I'd say Olivia's the best like female tricker in the world, right now. And last time I saw her, she just hadn't tricked in like a month for no reason. And she's the best. So come on, like if someone, like I've never just not tricked for no reason in 10 years. I've only ever not tricked because I was injured.
Yeah.
Only ever in 10 years straight. I've never missed a session for no reason. Only ever because I was injured.
Well,
So,
Leo Pharmacy said they aren't pushed as much, and I guess that kind of leads on to a good point, because the best, the majority of the best trickers in the world, not the super top tier, but the majority of the trickers that are like incredible, they haven't necessarily had people pushing them per se. And I think that's a pretty big difference, because I never really needed anybody to just tell me to do tricks.
Yeah,
I was just like obsessed with it. And I think it's because I had that ridiculous mindset where I was like, well, I love this. I'm going to change my entire life so that I can do this as much as physically possible.
Think it would be weird. I think you would be judged more doing it as a girl. It would be weirder. It would be harder. It's easier for a guy to go and to just focus on one thing, like a weirdo, and go out in the park doing flips. Like, if I did the same thing and I was a female, then people would bother me. People would bother me in the park. They wouldn't just leave me alone to do my flips. People would definitely bother me. Scar's nodding right now because she knows. Whereas we can just, especially me, because people don't want to approach me normally because I look like a maniac, kick in the air, some big man.
Someone approached me yesterday and he had a golf club on his shoulder. You know that? So I've been training. Recently, I've been training in this like gated off field, so I have to jump over the gate in order to get there. Just because there's nobody. For the past 3 weeks, I've been there like, I don't know, 15 times, and I've never seen another person there. And then I jumped over the fence yesterday, started walking over, and I saw this man with what looked like a stick on his shoulder, and he was walking this tiny little dog. I walked over, and I was walking over to where I'd normally train on the field, and he goes, "Oi, where are you from?" I was like, "What? What's going on here? We're just in a field." I was like, "Harborne, why?" And he started going, "Oh yeah, you can't come on here." I was like, "What? It's just a field." And he was like, "Yeah, well, the police own it." I was like, "Right." And he started walking over to me, and I saw that he had this golf club, and literally nobody else around. And I'm just like, "Am I gonna have to fight to the death here? What's happening?" Like, I don't really understand. And then he was just like, "Oh, well, I don't know. You probably don't want to get arrested, so you should go and have a look around that corner and train there." I was like, "No, I'm all right, honestly." And then he was like, "Nah, just follow me." And there's this little patch that I've been meaning to go and train on for a while. And I went up there, and it actually ended up being way better than the grass that I was training on normally. And he just walked off into the bushes. I was like, "All right, sick."
Do you know what he was? Do you know what he was? He was your guardian tricking angel. You were about to land in a hole in the grass and break your ankle. He knew.
Nah, he saved it though. This new
out
patch
for you.
of grass is lovely, really lovely.
See, that's your tricking angel. By the way, so someone said, "Can you say years one more time?" People keep commenting about how I say years. So because of that, I keep saying it more because I think it's funny. I just keep saying years all the time. I don't know. I'm cool with it. Comment if you like the way I say years.
Years.
Build my self-esteem. Come on, I need it.
You don't need it.
I
don't
need
need it at all.
Come on, be reasonable, guys.
He
be fair.
knows. He knows.
Fuel his ego.
You know, it's
I need people to like how I say years. Come on, guys. Why do you think I do these flips?
Leave.
Right.
It's your life, but I want you to leave.
Someone said, "Can you guys give me advice on how to get over the fear of backflip?" First off, don't be a puss. Second off, just make sure you're prepared for it. So make it unreasonable for you to be afraid. If you've never tried a backflip and you want to do a backflip on grass, you've like never gone backwards over your head, you should be scared. You should be scared of doing a backflip because you're probably going to hurt yourself. Whereas if you've done it on a trampoline, maybe you've done it with someone supporting you, maybe you've done it even into a swimming pool, just make sure you've gone over your head in some kind of safe setting. If you're too scared to do it on a trampoline, then bounce on your back and flip over. Then you've at least gone over your head, and then learn it on the trampoline. Don't be a puss about it. It's trampoline, you're going to be fine. But yeah, make it unreasonable for you to be afraid, and then you'll do it. If it's reasonable, if you have these excuses, if maybe you're going to get hurt, then it's too easy for you to back out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, they like how I say yes. That's nice. Thanks, guys. Cheers, guys.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
What else are we saying? Do you think Cali Roll Hyperhook will be landed anyway soon? Well, no one really does Cali Rolls much. I think Shosei could probably do that in like one session. And I'm not just saying, oh, Shosei could do everything, but he could do that because it's not that crazy. He's done tack double full Hyperhook. You know, he does that fine. And Cali Roll, yeah, it's not attack, but it's similar in some ways. You know, it's the same amount of rotation as attack. It's the same inversion as attack, pretty much, once you're in the air. So it's not that different to what he's doing. So, yeah, I think Shosei could do it.
It's a pretty niche skill at the moment. No one does it. It
is. It's because it's hard to make it look cool. It is, and it's hard to use it in combos.
Yeah. Imagine front swing Cali.
Well, that's why, do you know with big kind of more standalone-y type tricks like that, they're like, remember when I used to do J-step triple cork a lot, I kind of moved away from that because I couldn't use it that much. Like I could do it by itself, and maybe if I got really good at it, I'd be able to combo it. But I just realized it would be far more valuable if I practice gainer switch triple corks most of the time, because I can do pretty much any combo into gainer switch triple cork. Whereas J-step triple cork, it's much harder to use it. So same with Cali Roll, really. It's hard to use it in combos. So I think that's one of the reasons why people don't like train it that much.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good reason. And also because it's a bit bent.
It's not bent. It's not bent. Come on. Riku's Cali Rolls. I don't know why Riku's look so much better than everyone's, but
yeah.
Well, there's a couple. Rianto used to do it really well. I don't know if he does them nowadays.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's too busy doing front sweep. No, I love you, Rianto. I know he's not watching it, but I love him.
It'd be too cool to watch this. Come on.
Far too cool.
Dilk said, is full unwind a dub? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So like a full... What a full unwind is for those...
Just making sure you're addressing people without assuming their gender.
For those of you that don't know, full unwind is when you do a backflip full twist, and before landing, you do another full twist, but the other way. Yeah, that's what it is. So it's quite hard. Not many people do it. I was just thinking, like, is that what it is? It's
yes, that's what it is. Yeah.
The half one way and the half other way is Arabian unwind, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Hunter says there's 2 rotations, so yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, should we talk about what? I don't know. Should we talk about the future? Should we talk about brighter times when we're not all stuck in a house all the fucking time?
Yeah. Go on.
So what's
what do you want to talk about with the future? Guy, ask us questions about what we're doing in the future if you're interested, and we'll answer it. Yeah.
Well, what are you thinking so far? Like, what are your plans? Like more short term, like in the next year or so, and then more long term, like 5 to 10 years.
Well,
like
super short term, the legendary Scarlet Tricker, this little woman here has to go back to America. So that's piss. So in the short term, then we've got that going on, which is piss.
Yeah.
But more long term, just moving to Portugal, priority number 1. I want to get that home spring floor. I want to make it happen. What about you? Looks like you got a bit of Rona up your nose.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Just a couple crowns up there.
Yeah. Packed full of Rona, I am. Riddled with it.
Dirty. You dirty sniff.
Nasty.
What do I want to do? I don't know. I
Oh.
just want to run about a bit. Bro, I haven't left the country in so long. I just want to be running around again. I want to be going to as many gatherings as possible. I want to be traveling a bunch, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know where. I'd like to live in Portugal with my mate, but we'll have to see.
See what you can manage.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things I want to address. Epic Flips 25 said host a grass gathering in the future and do it in London. You do that. You host a grass gathering. Why am I doing it? I don't even live in London. Why would I do that?
Hassle.
Someone else said, do you think you guys will ever own a gym? See, I used to always want to own a gym. That was my dream. But then over time and seeing behind the scenes, like what goes on with gyms a little bit more, then I'm thinking I'd rather just have my own spring floor. I'd rather just have a home spring floor, maybe a small personal gym, but a gym open to the public, a load of people using it who aren't going to train hard and who aren't going to make the most of it and are just going to piss me off by not trying hard. I don't know. And maybe sue me when they get hurt. You know, I'd rather just have my own spring floor, to be honest.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I'm not about the gym life. I wouldn't want to have. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have a gym. It seems like there's like way more hassle involved than anything else. Like it seems to be like there's so little reward. Even if you build a community, like if people don't try that hard, then it's kind of like,
what's the point?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because it's all well and good building a community that like where people are actively involved, but like if people don't love it all that much, then I may as well just start like a community jog or something where I get everyone together and we just go jogging. You know, like that would be way more accessible. That's building a community, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel
the idea of having like an elite squad of kids would be really cool.
Yeah.
Basically, I'd want to run a gym. I'd run a gym if I didn't have to rely on the money coming in from the gym. If it didn't have to make a profit. If I could just be focusing on making the gym as good as possible and I could kick people out. That's what I need to be able to do. If I couldn't kick people out, if I had to be nice to them so that I could still have the money from them, not worth it. But if I could just kick out whoever I wanted and just have people who are like actually going for it, then I'd be down.
Yeah, no, I feel that 100%. You gotta kick people out anyway. It's just nice sometimes. So like,
I mean, I'm close to kicking some people in this chat out, to be honest, because I don't know. Is it racist if I say speak English? This is an English live stream, you know? So if we don't know what you're saying, then it's not, you know, it's not adding much. Guys, come on, Omar. And you're posting so many things as well.
But what if they can't speak English, bro?
Well, what are they doing watching this then?
Well,
Speak to each other. Speak to each other somewhere else. All right? Not on my bloody live stream. Speak somewhere else. Just message each other. All right. You know what?
Stop kicking the person. Stop it.
We're speaking. If you can speak English, then what? Oh, fucking hell. No. Do you know who Richard Peters is? He's my couch. What?
Sick.
Oh, coach. Is that the guy who came to Birmingham one time? The Colorado guy? He was called Richard, wasn't he? You remember that guy, Omid?
Yeah, I feel like I should, because I've spent a lot of time with him. Yeah, I do, but I don't know. I don't know if that's what I don't know if that's who he's talking about.
Are you seeing
also, he did say couch. Why are you sitting on another man?
I mean, you see these comments, or you can't just kick us out, bro. Oh god, I don't want to do it in a mean way, but it would be funny. I know. I'm just gonna get a reputation for kicking everyone out of these.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all good. Who cares?
You already do have a reputation for kicking everybody out. You block so many people on Instagram.
I do, yeah.
You've
Well,
probably
no.
got more people blocked than you've got following you at this point.
No, I probably only blocked like 20 people ever. But yeah,
No way. No
if
way.
I
It's
don't,
got to
I
be more
haven't
than
blocked.
that.
No, it's like every 4 or 5 months. It's not many people.
It seems to come
Why
up
do
a
you
lot
think?
more often.
Why do you think I'm blocking so many people?
Because I know how easily you get pissed off.
I block. Yeah, that's the thing. What pisses me off more. Okay, because I was thinking about this the other day. It's not what someone says. It's not the fact. It's not like, oh, they've said something mean and my feelings are really hurt by what they've said. It's more like it just pisses me off that they wouldn't say it in front of me. It pisses me off because
Yeah, that's true.
knowing that if we were in the same place at the same time, they would not say that, and it just pisses me off how much of a bitch move it is. That's what annoys me. It's not what they've said. It's just how much of, because you know me, you know what I'm like, and you know I get pissed off by people being bitches. You know, and that's what annoys me more than the mean comment, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. I think you gotta call people on their shit though. Like even if it is in person. Yo, okay. Speaking
These
of
two
which,
are going.
so
Hold on. These two are going because they're just saying random shit. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Not in this stream. Not in this bloody stream.
get out of my
Get
stream.
Get out.
Oh, Bilal, fuck off. Have you blocked him? Hurry up, man.
I think so. It said, yeah. I think he's blocked now. I don't know. It said hide live video from him. Yeah, he should be out. Oh, he's out of my swamp. Yeah, get out.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of
Go on.
people calling people on their shit, Jordan was going at people today. So Jordan Alexander was cussing people down today on Instagram, and I think it's kind of fine what he was saying to a certain extent, because he was saying like people need to start calling the tricks that they're doing what they're actually called. And what he was referring to in particular was Andrew Court doing cartful D-leg, swing cork D-leg twist. And he was basically saying, you didn't do it, so call it the thing that it was, which is like a completely different trick. And this, I just find this interesting because it's not very often that you see people like actually calling people out. Like he tagged all of the people that he was referring to in his post. And he was basically saying like, yo, brother, you're not doing it properly.
It is fair enough. See, normally, just because I don't care enough to deal with the hassle. But yeah, before he did that, I had seen that same clip from Andrew Court. I just kind of saw it and just thought, yeah, that's not it. And then like moved on with my day. But I do get Jordan's point that maybe trickers shouldn't be, calling tricks the wrong name. If you're over half of a twist off, come on.
Yeah.
You can't, like, why are you counting it? I wouldn't count it. I don't know what to add to that, really.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I just think it's funny that like someone actually named names, because it's not very often. Because you say like you hate people being bitches, but there's a lot of these conversations that go on, but names are never named. And I think it's admirable that he was just like, you know what, like this is the thing in question. And I think there should be, I think there should be some props given to him for actually just being like, yo, this is what I think.
Okay, I think it depends. I think it's a fine line. I don't think you should be naming names if someone's doing cork snappoos all the time, or so someone said like Ryota. That Ryota's a good example. If someone's landing short on things, unless they're calling it the move, unless they're saying, "Oh, I did cork snappoo, swing cork snappoo," and they're half off, then I don't think you should call them on it. If they've just posted a clip of their tricks and they've not called it anything, then I just imagine being that person, and I'd be like, oh, I'm trying my best. I've been practicing this move all these months. I've done it hundreds of times. I know I'm landing short. I'm just trying my best. Why is this person putting me on blast? Yeah. But I get it. Yeah, I think it's more justified if they are trying to call it a certain thing. If they're trying to say it's a triple full and it's like more than half a twist off or some shit, then yeah.
No, I agree. I don't know. I stand in the exact same place because I do it all the time. Like I do shit. And I'm like, it's not really it, but I think it looks cool just as a trick or as a movement, so I'm going to post it. But I'm definitely not going to say this is my trick here. I'm just going to say I did a cool thing and I like it, so here.
Fair. Yeah.
What was that? There was a comment just there. How old are you both? How old are you now? Are you 26 yet?
We're both 25.
Oh, okay. You're 26 soon, right?
In June.
Yeah, it's soon.
In June, yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting times. I don't know. I don't care. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
Whatever.
I've aged so much in the past year, though.
Yeah, but I always just think, I think we've done a lot of things for our age, to be honest. Like, for me, I just think, oh, if I'm 26, whatever, I have done a lot of things. I've traveled to a lot of places and started a business and learned tricking. Like, since I was 16, I've done a lot of things, so I'm not too worried about getting older. I feel like I'm making the most of it. I've lived with my friends. I've traveled around Europe in a van. I don't know. I do lots of things.
No, it's pretty high.
What else are people saying? Do a class at Flip Out. Why would I do that, Scoop Girl? Why would I do that? Come on. Be serious now.
All right, Kojo. I want to talk about some of the ridiculous things that I want to do once quarantine's over. So
go on.
Some of the things that I'm training for at the moment, I want to do. So I've told you about these before, but I want to discuss it in more of an open format, and I also want your opinions. So, like, I'm planning on making a video where I cycle from the top of the country to the bottom of the country. Now, this is actually like an already well-established thing that people do, but they do it over the course of, like, I think the fastest it's ever been done in 9 days, and it's like 897 miles or some shit. But I was thinking of maybe doing it over 3 weeks and just kind of go into a bunch of different places along the way.
I thought you were going to say break the record.
Yeah, I'm going to try break the record
on.
with no training.
Your leg, you just never walk again.
But what do you think? Are there any other ridiculous challenges I can do? And also, you guys let me know. I'm trying to do some crazy fitness-based challenges and then make videos along the process and probably do some flips in some cool places.
I think that would be a fun one. You could show locals all the way across the country, show them insane flips.
Yeah.
The locals would be blown away. That's just what they need after all this COVID.
Cycle from the top of Russia to the bottom.
I don't know if we're going back to Russia again.
Yeah, I don't think. Yo, after watching, what was that? There's this documentary called Icarus. Icarus. Have you ever seen it? And it's about some guy who tries to, like, beat the doping system for, like, really extreme athletic like cycling events and stuff. And then he uncovers this whole, like, crazy Russian drug thing from back in 2015 at the Olympics. It's the craziest
thing. What's it called again?
Icarus.
Icarus.
It's mental.
We can watch it.
Yo, you should definitely watch it. It's the craziest documentary I've ever seen.
We need a new documentary to watch.
I've been getting
good. Through them.
You will love the Russian guy. He's absolutely mental. Like, the craziest character. He's like, imagine if I was like 65 years old, and everything had just got to me, and I was just really kooky and had a crazy mustache. Yeah, it was. He's a crazy guy. He's everything I aspire to be.
A more kooky Omid. Amazing. All right, what are the people saying? Who's going to quad court first out of you two? Who's going to quad court first, Omid? Me or you?
You.
Me? Nah, you're going to hit it. I think you'll quad full first. I think you probably quad before. Well, I don't know, because when we're back in the gym, I am setting my sights on quad court because I'm feeling the level of strength that's needed. To be honest, I'm getting closer.
Yeah,
but maybe
when I'm back in the gym, quad full's first on the menu for me. Like, that's my big power move that I want to. That's the first, like, big power move I want to, like, really get.
Well, from your touchdown raise, I mean, all you need to do really is you just need to be better at the actual quad full part. I think your touchdown raise punch gives you enough power. The way because you can swing out of touchdown raise trip, but swing with like a lot of drop time. So I think you could quad fine. You just need to rep out like 1,000 quads on tramp, and then
Well, that's the thing. I just need access to a tramp, but I don't have access right now. So once I've got access to tramp again, I'm just gonna rep it out time and time again.
Well, someone said, would you guys ever start a family in the future and have junior trickers of your own? You mean like a 2 men and a baby type situation?
Oh, that'd be great.
Imagine,
that'd be great.
Well, we talked about that at the Garrison before. If we
all had a baby.
If it was like 4 men and a baby, and we just raised it, Peen would be like, I guess Peen would be the mother figure.
Yeah, the crazy mother that turns
crazy
for
uncle. I'd be the strict parent, the strict dad that like causes you issues throughout your life but makes you strong. And what would you do for the kid, Omid?
I don't know. I'd probably just end up being like the cool, the uncle that's trying to be cool but that doesn't quite make it, and he's always like got schemes on the go, and he's he's just trying to make something happen. He's always trying to sell things to the kid. He's like, oh, listen, if you if you believe in me, then you'll invest. And the kid's like 7 years old or some shit.
You mean like my Uncle Ian that lives on a barge? All right.
That's exactly what I mean. The Uncle Omid who lives on a barge.
Someone said, if you guys had a kid who had talent and interest in tricking, would you, him, and with all the possible dangers, injury, blah, 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 how would you minimize the damage and risk? So you get him, just get him conditioning and stretching. Just raise him like Aiden Kennedy, pretty much. Aiden Kennedy's mom made him stretch like every single day for his whole life, got him trained in martial arts, got him tricking. I don't know. But I think you need to get them to love it. That's the thing.
I think
you can't force someone to be good.
I think you kind of need to like give them the option, and if they love it, then let them do it. But if they don't love it, then I don't care. It's like as long as you're happy and you're going to be doing something productive with your time, and you're passionate about something, then great. Like it doesn't matter what it is.
You need to inspire them, though. See, I was telling my mom this because you know I tell everyone off. I was telling off my mom. No, she was saying, because I was like, I wish you got me training when I was a kid, and she was like, well, we got you there playing the violin, and then I said, and I didn't get any good at violin. I didn't get any better at it, and I was like, how many world-class violinists did you show me? And it was none. And it's like, how do you expect a kid to get good at something if they're not inspired? If she showed me some of the best violinists in the world, I would have been like, damn, I want to do that. And then I would have actually had a reason to practice. If you don't know why you're doing it, then you're not going to get any better. So what I do with the kid is like, you want to inspire them first. You'd have to show them why they should be practicing tricking. Show them why it's so cool. You know, you show them really good tricks so that they actually want to do it. I think that's the first step. And then start and make them think of it as a privilege. Every time they trick, they don't have to trick, they get to trick.
Yeah.
It's like a treat for them. You got to get that into their head that it's a treat.
Well, I don't necessarily see. You're already doing it as if it's some kind of scheme where you're gonna like trick them into loving it. But it's like you need to just in my opinion, like I don't care whether they like tricks or not. They could think it's super bent, and I'll just be their annoying dad that's always like, oh yeah, I used to do these flips when I was younger and they were amazing and I still love them now. And it's like it doesn't matter if they're not interested. Like I think they need to be shown that there are things that you can get incredibly good at, and just having the right mindset is the most important thing. Like, because people tell you, oh, you can achieve anything you want, but
they don't show you.
But the thing is, the people that are saying that have always just kind of been mediocre at best. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be the perfect role model because, you know, I haven't achieved all that much as of yet, but I'm hoping that throughout my life I will. And also, I have got to a decent level with tricks. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's because I read a book about this, about getting really good stuff. It's called Bounce, and it's by Matthew Syed. I'd recommend it to anybody who's interested about mastering a craft. It pretty much explains how it's all down to practice, and talent isn't really much of a thing. Like even Mozart, it makes perfect sense why he's so good. It's just because his dad was a really famous composer who got him practicing from the age of 3. And then you look at Tiger Woods, you look at the Williams sisters, and pretty much any child prodigy is because their parents trained them in it from a really young age and got them practicing really hard, got them putting in hours and hours every day. It's not because they just had some freaky talent and could just do it. So I think that's what I was going to talk about. I wasn't going to even mention that. I was going to talk about what age would you make your kids trick to? Because we make children learn how to read. We make children go to school every day until they're like 16, even though they don't even want to go to school. We make them go for hours, and we make them study bullshit subjects that aren't really going to affect their life at all. So is it that unreasonable to make a kid train tricking for like 6 hours a week? Like, that's not even much. I think until they're 11 or 12, I think you should make them do it. And then if they want to quit, they can quit. But if they've learnt their double cork, the life lessons they'll get from overcoming that obstacle will help them with loads of things for years to come. So it's just like teaching a kid to read. You don't let a kid just give up trying to read. You make them learn it. So same with like double cork. I'd make my kid get to a level where they could do double cork. And if they want to quit, they can quit after that. But it's like a base level, just so it will help them in life.
I agree to a certain extent, because it's difficult with kids because they have the attention spans of fleas. But like if they show an interest in something else that they really, really, really want to do, they can do that as well. But then what if that supersedes their enjoyment and the thing that they with tricking as an example? Because if they're both physical things, and I know they're young and stuff, but like there's going to be, let's say it was 2 physical things, like tennis as an example, they're going to be detrimental to one another because one is going to need a particular type of training and the other is going to need a slightly different type of training. So even though I think to a certain extent you do need to kind of push them to just do it because they will learn from these kind of things, but I think there does also need to be a little bit more of a, I don't know, like an open-mindedness to it, because if they just hate it, then it's like,
well, there wouldn't be kids. You get kids to learn maths. I mean, tricking. It's not like it's. I don't think you'd have to force them to do it. That's the thing. I wouldn't force them.
True.
But it would just be something you did. Like I went to hockey as a kid all the way until I was like 15. I didn't quit hockey till I was 15, and I didn't love it that much, but it was all right. And I didn't even really question it till I was 15. So I think you could easily just have them doing it. I don't think it's like going to cause them trauma to be practicing fun flips.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. But it's like, I know for me, like whenever I had to do anything that wasn't football when I was a kid, I was just so annoyed that I wasn't playing football. Like there were a few other things that I really enjoyed, like even if it was like table tennis or badminton and things like that. But it was like if I was playing rounders, when they made me play rounders at school, I was just like, why can we not just play football? Like it's all I want to do. You guys don't have to do anything, like the teachers and stuff. But I was just like, why? Like there's so many of us that want to play football. Why are you stopping us? And it used to just piss me off.
Little Omid getting pissed off.
Yeah,
but I just think it's structure in it. Like from teaching gymnastics and tricks and stuff, I've taught plenty of kids who have been doing multiple sports at the same time.
No.
They don't have jobs, kids. You know, they've got loads of energy. They have time to do multiple things. So I just, as a bare minimum, have them doing like at least 4 hours, like 2 2-hour sessions of tricking a week. Any kid can fit that in.
Yeah.
Get them to a decent level so they understand how to move their body. Maybe they don't want to pursue it when they're older. Fair enough. At least they've overcome some fear barriers that are going to help them in life. All right, there's a couple things I really wanted to answer here. So one of them was, when I trick, why do I not feel excited? I only feel scared or nervous. So with that, you need to dream more. Imagine yourself doing really sick tricks. Try and think, like, what's the coolest combo you could picture yourself doing? It doesn't matter how crazy it is. It doesn't matter if it ends in a triple full swing double gainer. Just try and use your imagination and imagine really incredible tricking and imagine you doing it and how it would feel for you to do it. And then keep that in your head when you're training so you know what you're working towards. You should be excited. You're practicing that gainer switch gainer. One day that's going to be a gainer switch double gainer or something really hype like that. So try and like just imagine yourself doing amazing things, and it will make you more pumped to train. It will help. And there's one other thing. Someone said, Lewis Ringrose said, I heard the best athletes start when they're teenagers. I feel like you heard wrong on that one, because all of the best athletes I've heard about or met didn't start when they were teenagers. They started when they were little kids. And especially in acrobatics, they started when they're little kids. Every single one of the world's best trickers started when they were a little kid, pretty much. Apart from, there's some who have really good styles who started older, but in terms of like just dominating all round or power, they started very young, all of them, really. Try and think of one that didn't.
And think across the board anyway. It doesn't matter what sport. You never hear about the world's best footballer picking it up when he was fucking 18.
Yeah.
Been doing it since he could like walk.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said how many people can double gainer. As far as I know, I think it's 2 who have done it. I don't know, maybe more now, but I know at least 2. Someone said double B-twist tutorial. You should sign up to Kojo's Trick Lab. Watch my double B-twist tutorial. Watch Michael Guthrie's. Watch Danny Atkins. And whichever other ones are on there. I think there's one from Kyle Hudson as well. I don't know. There's loads on there.
Somebody said tricking in PE. I'm not even going to address tricking in PE.
Complex.
But what I am going to say is, a few years ago when I was teaching, and I was actually going into schools to teach on occasion, it was horrifying how many kids couldn't even do like forward rolls, cartwheels, backward rolls, things of that nature. Because like, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, everyone in my school could just do a forward roll, cartwheel, backward roll. The backward roll, even if it was sketch, they could still do it. And like most of the girls in my school were doing like handstands and stuff when I was really young. And it's like, I went to this school and I couldn't believe my eyes. Like, nobody could do anything. It was like, there was like 3 people that could do cartwheel. And this was in a group of like 60 kids. It's mental. So I think there does need to be a certain level of like bodily kind of awareness.
Awareness training.
Taught. Yeah, just general awareness training. Like, even if it's just stupid shit, like, okay, we've got like an assault course where you've got to throw the tennis ball into this basket from this distance. Then you've got to go and hold a handstand for like 10 seconds. Then you've got to go and do a cartwheel. And then you've got to go down this slide. Because some people just don't know how to move their body. And it would probably be beneficial for the hospitals, so people didn't just end up breaking their legs so frequently.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. So I'm going to answer a different question. Don't you do that long, wide-faced smile at me. Put your lips away, dirty man. All right.
Don't call me a dirty man. Look at you, you dirty old bastard.
I'm a dirty man as well. All right. Trickosaurus, or Trickorus, said, how do I keep motivating myself if my friends don't trick? Okay, so change mindset a bit. Tricking is a privilege. You enjoy tricking, don't you? If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be doing it, because it's a massive risk and it's a waste of time if you don't enjoy it. See it, look at it like you're eating a 5-star meal. Every time you trick, it's like you're going to the fanciest restaurant in the world and you're having the best meal you've ever had. It's a privilege. You don't need to motivate yourself to go and have an incredible meal. You don't need to motivate yourself to eat food every day. You like doing it and you feel like you have to do it. Same with tricking. Get that into your head. It's just what you do. You are a tricker. You love tricking. You just want to do it.
It can be hard for some people though, because
yeah,
you and I are pretty, I don't know, we're just kind of dumb insolent in a lot of ways, where we are refuse to accept that there's other things in the world.
You can do other things too, though, but I don't think that needs to change how much you enjoy tricking.
Yeah, but younger people are savages, bro. It's like you don't want to be. Most people don't want to be completely cast aside because of the fact that they aren't going to these social things because they're doing their flips.
That's true. That wasn't that fun. Being like not speaking to anyone for a year or so while I just practiced flips by myself in the woods. That wasn't. It was fun. The flips were fun, but I guess the
You feel like
losing the ability to socialize wasn't that fun.
yeah, there
But
was a
fair.
period for me where I couldn't. Like, I remember in my first year of training, I was going to see all my friends, and nothing had changed with my friends. It's just I would sit there quietly because after a certain period, they didn't want to listen to me because the only things I had to say were about tricks. Like, I couldn't really hold a conversation because it had like completely like taken over my mind. It was all I could think about, all I could speak about. So I'd just kind of keep my mouth shut and then I'd just be thinking about tricks.
And then that's when you do need tricking friends. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. I'd say make the most of the internet because there's a limitless amount of trickers on there pretty much. So if you can find people who are similar to your level, maybe find people who are in the same country as you. And if you end up talking to them online, like Sean and Kyle, they met each other by talking to each other on the internet because they'd seen each other's YouTube videos and they became good friends and ended up living together. So you can. I'm not saying just talk to everyone on the
I was
internet.
just about to say,
You don't want to
make
get
a
diddled.
disclaimer here.
You don't want to get yourself diddled. It's not going to help the tricks. But if you see people who are clearly your age and your kind of level, maybe drop them a comment. I don't know. That might be bad advice.
Avoid the diddling at all costs. Just stay safe.
Yeah, we want me and Omid want all of you to stay diddle free. Okay. I don't want to hear about any diddling in this community. I mean, hashtag pray for Lil B.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if a man by the name of Brandon tries to give you tips on your round off, then just stay away, okay?
Oh my god. That was that was really something.
Oh, we got some dirty Dane asking for a shout out.
No.
Get out.
Go away. Also, where have you been? Have you been under a rock?
I don't know about these Danes.
Yeah.
Well,
The bloody Great Danes.
okay. Someone else said, in your opinion, does tricking really start to be fun when you can start doing combos instead of individual tricks? Combos are really fun, but I think the start of tricking is really fun because you've still got like everything ahead of you, you know? Because after a certain point, yeah, you learn new moves, but they either take really long because they're really hard or they're just a variation of something you can already do. When you're at the beginning, you get to learn like brand new things, which is pretty hype. So I don't know. It's all fun in different ways. Combos are fun. Individual tricks are fun. Just try to chill out. Enjoy every flip that you do. One day you're going to do your last flip, you know? So
yeah, that'll be a sad day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we have a moment of silence for our last flips? You're a ridiculous human being.
Me?
Yes,
Me
you.
in the dad cap.
Yes, in the dead cat. I sent a picture to Kojo today because I'm going to be a man who wears caps now because my hair is getting out of control. I'm going to come out of this looking like Diana Ross. I need to see a barber. And I'm running. My hair's just like digging into my eyes. It's pissing me off.
Well, I think I'm going to shave mine off maybe tomorrow.
Oh, sick.
I don't know. I got some of that. Some guy messaged me yesterday about my baldness. He told me about, because I'd heard about it, like Regain. But he was saying it really worked for him. So I got some. I'm going to try it out. So you might see, I'm going to be looking like Prince Charming, maybe, with luscious locks. Maybe it won't work, and maybe I'll be bolder than ever. So
nah, it's probably a pipe dream at this point.
Probably. Stay tuned, and you're gonna find out. I needed to respond to one of these. Niall Usman said, "Bruh, I've been stuck on Gain of Flash. This shit ain't fun. First off, don't be a puss bitch. It's only a Gain of Flash. Second off, I can tell you exactly how to do it. You follow these steps. Do the steps in my tutorial. Do each one of them 100 times, and I guarantee you'll be able to do Gain of Flash. There is no way you won't be able to do it after that. Just keep a tally of how many times you've done it, because I bet you haven't tried it that many times. If you do each step 100 times, you will do it. So stop overthinking it. Get your counter out, your tally chart, and start knocking them out, and it will happen.
All right, I've got a comment I want to respond to. So, Marshall Hint said, how do you overcome lulls in progress? Like, I personally am struggling trying to land dub, but drilling my single falls doesn't feel like I'm getting any closer. Okay, couple of things. First of all, can you honestly say that you are giving 100% effort every single time you do a full twist, or are you just going through the motions? Because if you're just going through the motions and you're just doing a full twist, then you're not going to make that much progress. If you're not like walking away from every single session feeling destroyed because you've done so many fulls and you've tensed your muscles so hard, you're not going to get any stronger. So you need to push your body physically, and then you also need to think about what you're doing in order to get better. Don't just do a full, do full hyper to another full. So do like scoop full hyper straight to another scoop full. Then do I don't know, 10 scoop full D-legs, and do as many scoop full variations as you can from as many setups as you can. And then once you feel that progress in terms of your strength and your air awareness coming along, then there will come a point where you may think it's safe in order to test the waters with double full, and then you'll be able to reassess from that point. But the lulls in progress are it's just part and parcel of it. It's not always just going to be like this. It goes up and down and up and down. But the key is avoid injury, and you'll gradually just kind of go up and up and up.
All right. We got 6 seconds left. So thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Good, bro.